Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
So you thought I was gonna go ahead and jump scare you, right? Yeah, the thing. Video Game Classics! Roll the Video Game Classics intro! Gaming of today is taking a crap. Might as well step back and go retro. Video game preservation is a big damn deal. All the games you missed out in the past. Let's take a look at all the treasures on carts and discs. Maybe someone will bring them to today for a second chance. But hey, this is Insert Channel Name here, and welcome to the archival of games of the past. Let's go retro with Video Game Classics. Just so you know, I had to go through the mental gymnastics of coming up with this intro. So for crying out loud, please appreciate it. Sorry, I felt the need to jump scare you. But anyway, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. I'm Lord Gamerman of the Lounge, here with the Video Game Classics. And today we're going to talk about Bullet Hell. Now, what is Bullet Hell? It is a subgenre of shoot 'em up, or you want to call them 2D shooters. Go ahead, up to you. But Bullet Hell has been a big, notorious... It is a huge subgenre that is known to bury you in a sea of projectiles. Alright. They are known to be very difficult, but a lot of the times they have unique scoring systems that will pretty much end up rewarding you if you master them a whole lot. Such is the case when it comes to bullet hell shooters from a developer known as Cave. They are a notorious developer, a hugely big known developer in this subgenre, and they have been known for many classics like Dodonpachi. Yes, we're talking about Blissful Death. Hopefully that remaster comes to the United States. But yes, and also the rest of the West, like Canada, the United Kingdom, Europe. Yeah, I hope it's made worldwide, as a matter of fact. Okay, Dodonpachi, Blissful Death, Dodonpachi Resurrection. There's Death Smiles. Okay. There is, yeah, we know Death Smiles. The latest that they got remastered was Akai Katana. And, oh hey, wait a minute, that's not a bullet hell shooter. Oh wait, they helped out Atlas in making that MMO for Shin Megami Tensei. Huh, that's interesting. But now, I want to go ahead and talk about my first Western released cave shoot 'em up game. It was Espgaluda 2. I remember playing it on an iPhone, and I played it when I got an iPod Touch. And the game got re-released on Nintendo Switch, thanks to Livewire. And with that totally said, if you remember right, I remember there were some copies of that game when it was import only on Xbox 360 that were region-free. Yeah, I do remember running into region-free copies. Again, go ahead and do... Or, you know, actually, we don't have to worry about figuring out about what copies are region-free or not. But the good news here is that it's available to everybody on Nintendo Switch, thanks to Livewire. It's available to everybody worldwide, so here you go. Espgaluda 2. So in Espgaluda 2, which takes place after the first game, you take control of people who are fused with spirits that are called Galuda. Now, Espgaluda 1, there was a militant faction that had to be dealt with, and it was by a couple of people who happened to be involved, well, who were experimented on when it came to the Galuda project, who happened to be Ageha and Tateha. These two managed to be like, okay, get the fuck out, and they took that militant faction out. Now, years later, it was all peaceful, and then 2 seconds later, now you got these guys over at Soma. They're coming up, and now they're trying to create their own Galudas, and now they're also trying to cause issues from left and right, and then now it all just rolls back. And now you have a situation where Asagi basically just ran off. Now Soma's going after her. Now they just ran back to completely... Well, not really ran back. Now Soma and Asagi basically ended up just running into Ageha and Tateha, and that was at that point where Ageha and Tateha are like, God damn it, we have to do this shit again. Yes, they have to do this shit again. And now, here they go, they have to do this shit again. So you have up to 3 playable characters to pick. You pick one of 3. So you have Ageha, Tateha, and of course the newcomer being Asaki. Now, that third person's going to be different if you play the Black Label. Again, something to keep in mind about that. However, you do have 2 types of shots. There are the shots where you just tap the button and you just shot, and then you hold the shot button down to unleash a rapier type shot, and that's going to be the beam shot kind of thing. So yeah, you just tap to use your regular spread fire, or just tap to just use your regular multiple projectile rapid, and then you hold down and you got your little beam-like fire stance, which is something. Forgive me if my descriptors are not descriptors. I think the correct pronunciation would be descriptors. But anyway, so if my descriptors come out, please forgive me. But yeah, you do have a tap shot and you do have a hold down shot that kind of enables like a laser beam like thing. So that is kind of the thing. Also, when it comes to Galudas, those are the characters that you're playing as, you can activate a thing called Ascension, and I will get more into that later. So you have Ascension, you also have a meter at the bottom, by the way, which I will get to later, and of course you have a lot of unique things that you should probably pay attention to your video game tutorials about. So essentially how it works, and especially if you want to score high, because you can score as high as you can get before you completely, beat the game. Alright, so when you use your Ascension mode, under Ascension, the bullets will end up slowing down and will turn purple. That's your indicator that you have Ascension mode activated. But, however, if you shoot the enemy, that enemy's bullets will not only disappear, but will convert into gold, which will come for you. But, however, in order to pretty much be able to use the abilities of the Ascension mode, such as, turning enemies' bullets into gold, you need something like these little Ascension gems. So there's these little green-looking gem-like things, so you collect them. The maximum is 500. As for the gold, the maximum is 1,000. So, however, if you have both more green and gold, you can essentially hold on to the Ascension button until you activate something that is known to be as some absolute mode. In this absolute mode, this is where you score more points. The multiplier will increase past 100 up to 500, and then when you shoot an enemy, it creates more bullets. And then you do the same thing, and it would create... But also the existing bullets will pretty much be collected and will pretty much turn into more multiplier for your score from left to right. This is like the big thing, okay? So you shoot the enemy, okay, new wave of bullets, replacing the old wave, and then you get a multiplier for your score, and then it goes on and on and on until you get the hell out of it. Also, I will go ahead and get to it in a little bit, okay? But just be careful. Make sure you don't run out of the green and gold, okay? Something to keep in mind. But under Ascension, if you run out of... You don't want to run out of... you don't want to run out of green. Unless you're very savvy. Alright, I'll get to that. However, if you're still on Ascension mode, or even that Absolute mode, and you're out, you're... zeros on the green, zeros on the gold, you will end up dealing with over Ascension or over Absolute. And both of those things mean the enemy's bullets will speed up, they will become faster, and they will turn red, and they will be really fast until you switch out. So you better switch out quick. Okay, but you can still find opportunities to score, and there's also... So basically, in Ascension and Absolute, things slow down. But when you run out, that's when things get really faster and faster. However, things might happen if you manage to keep going, but just remember to be very savvy too, because that would require you to become really savvy and really well experienced about the game. So something to keep in mind about before you decide to go ahead. Now keep in mind, staying on Ascension over or Absolute over is still absolutely rewarding, but it requires you to be very, very skilled to do that. So something to keep in mind about, so I will talk about that. But also, you can block off bullets, and you can unleash an all-out ultimate attack. But that uses up the meter in the very bottom. If you run out of meter, you better pray that you dodge everything and not get hit until you run into, and if that's something, I'm going to remind you here, there are hidden items, there are power-ups, alright, so keep an eye out. Alright, even hidden items. So, again, keep an eye out on your environments from left and right. But however, if you get hit while your meter is out, congratulations, you lost a life. But you can hold on to the ultimate button and use up your shield, consume bullets, and of course charge it well enough to unleash the ultimate attack. Again, how long you hold, the more powerful it will get. And you can essentially kill enemies faster, or bigger enemies faster, okay? Something to keep in mind about. However, I have a huge warning. Okay, when you're playing on other modes, like Black Label mode and Arrange mode, even the Secret mode, the game rules are going to be very different. Okay, so pay attention to your tutorials, and you'll be good. Alright, so consult to your tutorials, alright? Like, say, for example, when it comes to Black Label, alright, hitting Ascension mode and killing an enemy while in Ascension mode will spawn a barrage of bullets. But you switch out of Ascension mode, and then you kill another person, and then all of a sudden, it turns into gold, which you can collect, and you get an increased multiplier. That's one example of changed game rules. Okay, so, yes, this is Black Label mode on Espgaluda 2, and also, I will go ahead and say, so, and I know Arrange mode, where you can use your rapier and your tap shots to erase bullets from left and right, and also you still have to utilize your Ascension and your Absolute modes to find opportunities to get a higher score. So, again, like I said, keep in mind about that before you, just pay attention to your tutorials, okay? The Switch version, which is the most accessible of them all, is going to give you Novice, Normal, Arcade, Black Label, Novice. They gave you a Novice mode for the Black Label too. That's great. Black Label, Arrange, and the Secret mode that is unlocked. Now, with that totally said, okay, before I go ahead and get into it, I try to find issues with the game, and really, to be honest with you here, I've been having a hard time finding issues with the game. Like, I can't find a single thing wrong with this game. There could be some issues, but they're hardly noticeable. I don't really find, to be honest with you here, I really can't find anything, but I do find plenty good about this game, and I will go ahead and say, I like the great scoring system. The scoring system in Espgaluda 2 is fantastic. Now, the music and the designs. Okay, fantastic designs, amazing level designs, highly detailed from left and right, and very interesting. But the music is damn well catchy as hell, especially the Black Label version. And yes, there is the Arrange soundtrack. Okay, so whether you're kind of like playing the regular or the Black Label or the Arrange, like, the music is great. I will go ahead and say that. Fantastic music. I like it. And the gameplay is very addictive as soon as you master everything. Like, I've been hooked on that game for hours and hours as soon as I mastered it. And I'm like, you know what? I want to score high. I want to score higher and higher and higher. So I decided to basically go ahead and do that. Now, also for the Switch version, it's going to have a lot of decorative stuff, especially very informative stuff when it comes to your scoring and how you're getting, like, your high score, where your high score is coming from. And that's kind of something you want to keep in mind about. So I like the extra features that they really got. That's another great addition. And yeah, it is a highly, highly replayable game because you want to score higher and higher and higher. And yes, there is replay recording and playback. There's also that. And, of course, you do have some really intriguing gameplay additions to keep in mind about, especially the additional modes when it comes to the Switch version. And, of course, you do have those fantastic steampunk-style designs. It is fantastic, to say the least. And yes, for a bullet hell shooter, it can be really, really, really challenging. So if you're looking for a good challenge, you're in for a treat. Alright, now keep in mind, bullet hell shooters can be really tough because the subgenre has you buried under a sea of bullets, okay? Something to keep in mind about. But, alright, so as soon as you master the game's mechanics, you'll be erasing bullets from left or right, turning them into gold, and it feels really, really rewarding when it comes to like mastering the gameplay system and scoring as high as you can, and then learning how to use your meter on the bottom. It's fantastic. I will go ahead and say that, to say the least. Espgaluda 2 is really highly recommendable. It is a great game to check out. It's really accessible, to say the least. Alright. I wish this game would come out on Steam also. It would later get ported to Steam. It would later get ported to other consoles. That game should be accessible to everybody, and that is the thing. But right now, you can find this game on Nintendo Switch worldwide. Good times are definitely going to be had from left or right. It's a really great game. It's a very fun and solid game. It's a really great replayable experience. And yeah, you're in for a damn good time. And even when I'm trying to keep an eye out for the bad, I really can't find anything bad at all. Alright. So, that's kind of something. And, I never noticed anything wrong with this game. So with that totally said, Espgaluda 2 is very highly recommendable, to say the least. And with that totally said, that is all. And I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.